It's a well-known fact that China manufactures a huge majority of the world's products, from pencils to iPhones. But it's a less well-known fact that the manufacturing industry in China has huge gaps in its knowledge. The grand majority of items actually manufactured there have been reverse engineered from other countries' items. A great example of this is the ballpoint pen. While China produces millions of ballpoint pens every year, it wasn't until 2017 that they could internally manufacture the small ball tip from which the pen gets its name. Before this time, they imported the millions of ball bearings required from countries such as Switzerland, which has a robust setup of foundries with the ability to properly create such minute but surprisingly complex items. In 2015, Premier Li Keqiang, my apologies if I have pronounced that incorrectly, complained that it's embarrassing that the world's most widely used factory could not manufacture a small metal ball. It took almost 2 years for the country to find a solution to this problem, with the first batch of Chinese-made pen tips being ordered in late 2017. Another big issue amongst these knowledge gaps is high-quality chipsets and semiconductors. With the understanding that whoever consistently makes these quality chips will be the strongest economic superpower in the coming century, China has invested tens of billions of dollars into chip manufacturing development over the past few decades, leading to a good understanding of lower tech, less complex chips. Unfortunately for the Chinese semiconductor market, this development progress has stalled in the past few years. Tsinghua Unigroup, one of China's largest chip makers, even went bankrupt recently. These advanced chips are used for everything from high-end computing to missiles and other important military products, which is why the United States of America has begun to push back on China's attempts to develop better chips. By both restricting the sale of high-end GPUs produced by Nvidia and AMD, and also outright banning exports of electronic design automation software, which is used in the production of these next-gen chips. America is also trying to create a new economic alliance between themselves, Taiwan, South Korea, and Japan, nicknamed the Chip 4, to further isolate China from the international chip and tech ecosystem. Finally, they announced the CHIPS Act, which promised $250 billion worth of subsidies to go to tech companies that produce their chips on American soil. Interestingly enough, the United States even managed to bar a Dutch company named Advanced Semiconductor Materials Lithography from selling their chip etching machinery to the Chinese market. The complexity of semiconductor production is embedded in the fact that more efficient, strong chips are made using smaller and smaller transistors, allowing for more computing power over the same surface area. Currently, the smallest transistor is 3 nanometers, going into production in Taiwan as this video comes out. Unfortunately for China, they only recently claimed to have managed to hit the 7 nanometer gate. Although the majority of analysts are yet to see any concrete examples of this tech, Dylan Patel, the author of the newsletter Semi-Analysis, says that their transistor is missing some key features, although it is technically fully functional. This is also more than double the size of Taiwan's current nodes. Transistors of this size were developed by the US and have been in production in other manufacturing powerhouses, such as Taiwan and South Korea, since 2018. This means that, at a minimum, China is currently 4 years behind the curve on this technology, and at maximum, much farther back, due to their development efforts slowing in recent years. The development of these high-quality chips is the backbone of Xi Jinping's current Made in China 2025 initiative, and is seen as a lifeline for China's current per capita wealth issues. The Made in China 2025 initiative sets the country's goal of 70% of all semiconductor requirements for Chinese-made technology to come from internal companies. Unfortunately, the estimates are currently much lower, estimated to be at 30% in 2019, and even lower, 16% in 2020. This is so far away from their goal, it seems physically impossible for the country to pump up their manufacturing more than 4 times in the next 2 years, especially considering they haven't even reached the 5 nanometer transistor size yet. What do you think of China's Made in China 2025 goal, and the pushback they're seeing from the US and the other members of Chip 4? Tell me in the comments below, and subscribe to see more tech videos from Technology Torrent.